All right, hey everyone. I got a map light from a 90 Foxbody Mustang LX 5-liter here. Wasn't able to light up. So if you're not familiar, this is what the map light looks like. Not much to it. Just a simple bulb inside. I checked the bulb, put a 12-volt power supply to it. It did light up. So next was to check the contacts on the inside. So to do so, to remove it from the car, there's just two screws that hold it in. Power and ground come through those screws as well. So keep that in mind. Pretty simple circuit since it's just a 12-volt little bulb, but kind of an interesting setup. So we've got the ground wire over here, and then the little peach wire here, probably was red in its heyday, is the power wire. So that power wire leads to inside of this, which is basically a dip switch. And whenever the light is removed, it closes the circuit. Whenever the light is in the stowed position, it opens the circuit. So basically power is supplied to this side, comes through, and if the switch is open, no power goes to light, so the light stays off. This over here is just a return spring for the retainer. So my issue wound up being an open circuit, so I used a multimeter to check continuity between the ground and the power whenever the switch was in a closed position, and I was not able to have any. However, I did have continuity between the ground here and the power here, so I removed the button retainer. To do so, it's a basically melted plastic at 3 locations all the way around, so you'll have to use a Dremel tool to remove that. I used probably overkill, but basically this is a aluminum bit. I made short work of that. So let's just remove this. I'll show you what it looks like, and be careful because there is a spring in here and it will run away on you. I did spend a good 10 minutes chasing it down earlier, and I'm trying to not do that a second time around here as well. All right, so you've got this, the cap here, so we're gonna set that off to the side. Next we've got our spring, and then after that we have got the contact pad. So here's the little switch that I was talking about. So whenever you put the map light in, it pushes that switch up and removes continuity across. Whenever you do have the light in the mode to use it, so you can look at a map or whatever silly thing you want to do with it, the switch comes down due to the spring and makes contact across. So even though I had all these parts in the right order and everything looks to be in good shape, I was not getting continuity when in this orientation across the contacts. So what I did is I took a little bit of electronic cleaner here, some QD electronic cleaner, sprayed that down, and then wiped off all the smudge. That made a little bit of help, but I was having intermittent continuity. So I just took a scrub pad, basically a Scotch-Brite green pad here, and scrubbed down the surfaces on the contact pad, as well as the 2 sides here as well. Once doing that, I check continuity once again between somewhere along the ground wire and somewhere on the left side of the circuit here on the power side. And everything was a complete circuit again, so that was good. Took it over to the car, put a 12-volt power supply to it at the battery, and also worked at that point as well. So everything's good to go to be put back together. To do so, you put the button back in place, take the spring, kind of go about it either way here. You can do it this way and then put the cap on. Just make sure everything's kind of lined up. And then make sure it finds home again. There are little plastic studs that it'll slide onto that will kind of help keep tension on it, but you do need to do something to help retain it. What I'm going to do is use a soldering iron, so kind of, again, overkill for the job. I'll just try and take some of that excess plastic that's left over to kind of smear it over the edges to make some contact, and then I'll put some some electrical tape over the top here as well to help constrain this down, so that whenever the spring force comes into play, it does not pop this cap out of place, and everything should be good to go.